Stacie Zinn Roberts, and I'm the host of Live Your Passion. Oh, we have such an interesting guest today. I know you're going to love her. Her name is Hadea Tift, and she is a licensed acupuncturist. Her company's name is Skagit Community Acupuncture. Now, what makes Hadea so interesting is right after she graduated, she created her own practice, and it didn't take very long before she realized that the general business model of charging $60 to $120 for a service was outside the realm of a lot of her patients. So she changed her company to reflect a community-style business model, and we'll talk about that. And eventually, she created a project called, and I want to make sure I get this right, the Affordable Wellness Project. This is all about affordable health care, taking care of yourself and not having to be a rich person to do it, and that there is a business model out there in the medical community to make this possible for everyone. So I'm so excited to introduce you to Hadea Tift.
Hi, Stacie. I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you so much. I am so fascinated by what you've done.
Thank you.
So fascinated. So first, can you explain to me what it means to have a community-style business model? What is that?
So community acupuncture is different than, say, the way acupuncture is traditionally done here in the U.S. In the U.S., most practitioners will see one patient in one room for 1 hour, and they have to charge a lot more to cover their overhead. So they're charging anywhere from $60 to $120 for treatment. And that gets pretty expensive, and it gets really difficult for regular people to get repeated care, and you need repeated care in order to get better with acupuncture.
Sure.
So if you go to a community acupuncturist, we see multiple people at a time. We get one person, we interview people first to get to know them, and then we sit down and get them comfortable with needles, and they rest, and there's no disrobing. You're sitting back in a recliner, and you're basically taking a nap with needles, and it's super comfy. And then we move on to the next person, the next person, the next person.
And they're all in the same room?
They're all in the same room.
Okay.
I've got 2 adjoining rooms, but that's just because the way my space is set up. And I'm able to treat, anywhere from, I could treat one person per hour, but ultimately my goal is 5 to 8 treatments per hour. And if everybody who comes in and sees me pays me somewhere between $15 and $35, rather than one person paying me, $80 or $100, well, suddenly it becomes a lot more affordable for people to get care that helps them, and it's sustainable, not only for them, but for my business.
Right. You can still make a living and provide the service, to continue to provide the service. Obviously, as a business owner, you have to make some money to support yourself and your family, but also to make it affordable to other people.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, you said something about that you don't disrobe. I have had acupuncture before, and it was needle to skin. So how do you do that?
Yeah, definitely. So in acupuncture, there are thousands of points, and a lot of them have a similar function. I can treat heart palpitations with points in your back, or I can treat them in your wrist.
Oh, okay.
So I choose the ones that are on the front of the body and that are from the elbows down and the knees down.
Okay.
So I can treat back pain really well with points in your hands, or I can do them right in your back. And for most people, it's more comfortable to stay clothed.
You can do it right through your shirt.
No. If I'm treating back pain, to Stacie, what I typically do is I have somebody sitting in a recliner, and I use the really powerful points right here in your hand, and it helps back pain.
Oh.
I also have 2 massage tables, so sometimes people do better with face down treatments, in which case they'll sit down and I'll pull their shirt up a little bit, might inch down their pants a little bit, put needles in, and then drape them.
Okay.
So you're never getting naked in front of other people.
Unless you really, really want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you really, really want to, then you're going to have to find another
Might not be for you.
Probably not the best
Okay,
place.
sorry. I digress.
Scare away my other patients.
Sorry. I can't help it. Okay, so that's how the community style business model works, is that it's not community, you're outside in the community, that you have a communal room. Yeah. Okay. But you took this a step further. In the community style, you're able to charge $15 to $35 a session, as opposed to $60 to $120 per person. But you took it a bit further. Tell me about the Affordable Wellness Project. What does that mean?
So for me, I see so many people. I give on average, I think last year it was 2,500 treatments I did last year. And it was a year that I was only working 4 days a week, and I could have expanded a little bit further. And this year I have. But so many people come in and they can afford acupuncture, but they can't afford, say, yoga, or they can't afford massage or chiropractic or something else. And I'm sorry, I am one tool in the toolbox. And I'm a great tool, I promise you. And I'm affordable, but you need a team of people to take care of you. And it sort of broke my heart to see so many people who couldn't take care of themselves in other fashions as well.
They couldn't afford to do all of the modalities that they wanted to.
And it was particularly things like yoga, which have made such a big difference for me, and stretching my muscles. The people who have musculoskeletal issues, they're not getting all the care that they could, and they couldn't afford to pay $15 for a yoga class. And I thought, what if we had a bunch of yoga practitioners who every one of them, because there's so many yoga practitioners in the area, who just offered once a month a yoga class for $5.
Okay.
And then people have an opportunity to, okay, I can't afford to do yoga all the time, but maybe if I've got an extra $25 a month, I can go to these 5 different classes and get the care that I need.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the key to this is that you don't have to have a special facility to do this, correct?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So my original idea had been to have an affordable wellness center where people could go just to one center, and we had a rotating set of practitioners who were offering services for ridiculously low rate, almost like volunteering, but just with $5 or less, so that we could cover paperwork costs, whatever, right? But I think that was too big of a jump without having the community behind me.
Okay.
So this is a way of building community. So I'm bringing the practitioners together. We've got 30 plus practitioners who are on board with this project, and we're all offering something once a month, once a quarter, a couple of times a week for offering our services at just $5
And is this at your facility?
No, this is remote. So I do host some different events. Like I've got an event on Thursday for veterans and their families. And it's by donation, and we're just taking care of whoever comes in for stress and pain. But if you look on the calendar, there's Chris Angeli is doing EFT for free out in Anacortes. There's belly dancing classes. There's yoga. There's Reiki. There's reflexology. There's all sorts of great things that people are doing remotely. So what the Affordable Wellness Project is a hub of resources. So you go to the website, or you go look at the flyer, or you go to our Facebook page, and you get to hear about all of the events that are happening. And you go, okay, I need something. I need yoga, and you can look and see what there is for yoga for the month.
Okay.
And figure that out.
Now this is all. Your Affordable Wellness Project is based here in Skagit County, Washington. That's where we're coming to you from, Western Washington State. But this is a business model that could work pretty much anywhere. If somebody has the desire to create something like this, what do they need to do?
Oh, I think you just need to want it enough. You just have to want it and to be talking to people. It was so easy for me because I've been doing this for 5 years. I know dozens of massage therapists and dozens of yoga instructors. I just know so many people. So just talking to the people that you have a really good rapport with and going, what if we did this a little different? What if? It didn't have to be this way. What if we gave a little bit more of ourselves occasionally? And so what happened? And you just start gathering and figuring that out, who that is. And you may come across people like, this is a little bit difficult for massage therapists to do because it's really time intensive and a little hard on the body to give massage. So giving a whole massage might be difficult, but they might know, hey, I know a great Reiki practitioner, or I know a great EFT practitioner, or a life coach, or whatever, who might be able to be part of this. And then you network that way. And people love to help each other.
Yes, and if everybody gives a little bit, you do one session a month, then it's not a huge financial burden on the practitioner either. You're able to give back and give access to alternative therapies to anybody who wants it, because just about anybody can afford $5 or less. Yeah. So it's really it's almost like it's a gift. Yeah. But it's not a financial burden.
And people get to know you, which I think is great for younger practitioners who are coming up and trying to meet the community. This is a great way to just really get involved with people.
That's wonderful. And I really like the idea that this is replicatable in other parts of the country. I really do. So what has been the response to the Affordable Wellness Project since you launched it a couple of years ago? How long?
The Affordable Wellness Project was launched just a couple of months ago.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's right. In December of 2013.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. So what has been the response?
So we've got about 30 different practitioners who have come on board, and a really wide range of them. We've just joined up with the Skagit Valley Food Co-op. They're having a wellness fair on Saturday, March 22nd.
Yes.
And we're co-sponsoring with them. So
And
most of the practitioners there are going to be from our project.
Okay.
So it'll be a great way for people to get to know that there are other options out there.
If you're not familiar with the Skagit Valley Co-op, it's a community-supported health food store and
it's
resource.
pretty awesome.
It's pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So the response. How many people have you seen through the Affordable Wellness Project? Do you know?
You know, I don't know. We don't have a great way to track at this point. It's I just don't know how many people are hearing about us from what. And I feel like it's fairly. It's a big grassroots movement at the moment. So yes. I'm not sure. I'm really hoping that there are a lot, and maybe there isn't yet, and maybe this will help, and maybe it's about to take off, or maybe it has. Mm-hmm. I just haven't put my feelers out there for seeing where people are coming from.
It's new, but you've had people come through your door, I'm sure.
Yes, there are people that come through my door to get acupuncture. I know Kathleen Sweeney out in Cedar Woolley has the Center of Holistic Wellness. She has a lot of people that come through for her events. She has multiple people who come together for her events, practitioner-wise.
So it's been positive.
It's been really positive, and people are really amazed that this is possible, and almost like, well, why didn't we think of this? Well,
if everybody gives a little bit, it makes a difference to so many. Okay, so this could be replicated. As you know, I created the What's Your Avocado concept that says that every single person has something about them that's special, and we call that unique element your avocado.
Yeah.
So every week I ask my guests to bring me to that avocado moment, the aha moment when you knew what you were here to do and how you were going to do it.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about that?
I can. And there's a couple of different points to this. There's the sort of the aha moment when I realized that I was going to do acupuncture, and then there's the aha moment when I realized I was going to do the Affordable Wellness Project.
Let's do both. Start with the acupuncture. What was it that drew you to that?
Okay, so I had heartburn. I had really bad heartburn. I was 19 years old, and my doctor wanted me to be on some medication without a diagnosis, and the medication was really expensive. It was like $60 a month, and I'm like, geez, $60 a month. I could go to the movies a couple of times.
For a 19-year-old, yeah.
So for a 19-year-old, I'm like, So I started to see an acupuncturist that was in the building that I was a receptionist for, and it went away. And there was something about it that felt really magical. And I'm always attracted to things that I don't know because I love the tingling wonder of it. And acupuncture just fit. And there was a moment there I went, this is what I'm going to do. I've been looking into counseling or doing some sort of alternative medicine. I didn't know. But it was when I realized that this was easy and felt phenomenal that I went, oh, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I applied and I moved to Everett, to Bastyr down in Seattle.
Which is the name of the school?
Bastyr University is the school I went to. I moved before I was accepted because I didn't even, it wasn't even in my mind that I wouldn't be accepted. I got an apartment, and then they called me for my second interview after I had moved. I'm like, oh, this wasn't a done deal. It's a done deal in my head. I'm doing it.
Because you knew.
Because I knew that this is what I was going to do. So
wonderful. And then the aha moment, the avocado moment for the Affordable Wellness Project. Yeah. How did that happen?
So my avocado moment for the Affordable Wellness Project was I was sitting outside my backyard reading, and I was in the process of taking a couple of landmark courses, which it's a self-development course.
Good stuff.
It's pretty good stuff. And there was a question that one of my instructors had asked, like, what problems would be worthy of your life? And I was sort of chewing on it, like, well, what does that mean?
What would be worthy
What problems would be worthy of your life? I'm like, do I really want my biggest problem in the world going to be, how do I keep the cat from going pee outside the litter box? I mean, really? If you create bigger problems and bigger goals, the other things sort of solve themselves. So I was sitting out there chewing on that. I'm like, what could I do? And what came to me was the Affordable Wellness Center. And that started this trickle-down effect of, I want to do something so big that I wonder, who's going to give us a huge grant to give us space so that we can have this center where people can come in and offer their services for, next to nothing, so people can come in and get better, so people don't have to be on medication necessarily, so people don't have side effects, so people get well and feel good in their body. And it was just from that one little moment where I really was honest with myself about what I really wanted to have as problems in my life. And this is a problem I want. And here we are.
I love that. I love that. And there's so much conversation these days about people being able to afford healthcare.
Yeah.
There's so much conversation, and no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, it's a conversation that people have.
It's happening.
It's happening. And how do you feel that this contributes to solving that?
Yeah. So I feel like in general, the whole conversation about healthcare, there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of anxiety and what's going to happen. And I feel like that's pretty counterproductive. Now, I believe the discussion is great, and I'm so glad that this is such a hot topic. And I want to offer an option that is full of joy and possibility. You look at the calendar and you're like, what? There's 20 different things on here, and
20 things people can do.
And what do I want to do today? What do I want to do today that's going to help me out and not make me go broke?
Right.
So I like the joy and the levity of this type of a project. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
And let that discussion keep going, but I'm going to be over here having fun with it and
actually working to solve it
Yeah.
in your corner of the world.
Yeah, in my corner of the world.
And create a business model for other healthcare practitioners to pick up and run with.
Yeah, this would be so phenomenal if I found out that other people out there were doing it. It'd just be great.
Perfect. People need to contact you if a health practitioner has that idea. We will put all of your contact information on the website, but go ahead and give us your email and website information now.
Okay, so my email address is Hadea, and that's HADEA at SkagitCommunityAcupuncture.com. Go to Stacie's website.
It'll be on Live Your Passion
on there.
TV.
You don't have to remember how to spell acupuncture. That's my business website, and I've got a contact form and all that in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
my
the website?
that's my email address and my website, all in one, SkagitCommunityAcupuncture.com. So you'll find all of that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
This show is called Live Your Passion.
Yeah.
You certainly do that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to other people, especially healthcare practitioners and alternative medicine practitioners, people who think outside the box? What advice would you give to other people who want to live theirs?
I would say don't discount what you think would make your work joyful. I mean, so often we get stuck in this rut of thinking work, has to be hard, and it doesn't have to be. It can be joyful and playful. It could be turning on bluegrass music out in the waiting room, versus it being quiet and stuffy. It could be anything. It could be whatever lights you up, and do that, because I think that's what we need more of. And I think you can change the world just by being yourself and being lit up.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I am so happy that you came here today. I agree. Well, I just want to take a second and let everybody know that the book is now out, How to Live Your Passion and Fulfill Your Dreams. It's at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. If you're interested, please pick it up.
Cool.
And we will put all of Hadea's contact information at liveyourpassiontv.com. Hadea, thank you so much for coming today.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here.
So happy to have you.
Okay.
I'm Stacie Zinn Roberts, and this has been Live Your Passion. Bye.
Bye.